please introduce themselves by name and farming affiliation. My name is John Merriman, and I have a farm in Upper Co. and I raise corn and soybeans.
Steve Meyer, feeder dairy calves, Whitehall, Maryland.
Holly Gilmore, Moncton, Maryland, equine.
Brenda Stromer, Woodstock, Maryland, beef, cattle, goats, pigs, agritourism.
Megan Benjamin, staff.
Give me 1 second here. I think Scott's on. Scott?
Yeah, I'm on, Joe.
Okay.
Want to introduce yourself, Scott?
Oh, sure, of course. Scott Welsh, Nursery Greenhouses, White Marsh, Maryland.
Joe and David.
Joe Wiley, staff.
And David Birkenthal, staff.
Okay, that's
And then-
everybody. Eh?
And then our other non-voting members, do you want to introduce yourselves?
This is Eric Hines with USDA NRCS for Baltimore County.
And this is Ann Jones with the Baltimore County Land Trust Alliance.
And Erica or Jim?
Yep, this is Erica Crow with University of Maryland Extension.
For Baltimore County Soil Conservation.
Great, thanks so much.
Okay. I'd call on Megan to consider any changes of tonight's agenda.
So two things. So the one item that was 3A that was marked tentative, that is confirmed, and we'll take that up this evening. And then the ethics training that was supposed to be part of tonight, we had to postpone. So we'll talk about rescheduling that when we get to that point on the agenda. Those are the only changes.
Okay, the next,
Oh, can we just take out of order, take the item first?
okay, we're going to take the Raymond and Sandra Frank. They want approval on special events for this fall. Megan, give us some background on that, please.
Sure. So this item is similar to the request that came before the board in July, where the Franks were requesting approval for one event in July. There was a letter that was provided to the board along with the applications for their special event permit to the state. The letter details 5 events that the Franks are intending to have at Inverness Brewery for the remainder of the calendar year. The letter details the farm-related theme associated with them, and the parking area that is proposed is the same parking area that the board reviewed and approved for the July event.
Questions or discussion? Do they have the dates in their
Yes.
packet?
So the dates.
If you look on your Raymond and Sandra Frank sheet, you'll have the dates on there for their special events this fall.
Megan, for the record, could you read them, please?
Yes, so there's one September 17th through 19th. Pig roast provided, supplied by a local farm, and the 3rd anniversary of the farm brewery. October 8th through 10th is an oyster festival celebrating aquaculture in Maryland with educational activities by Hooper's Island Oysters and selling pumpkins and mums. October 29th through 31st, Halloween carved pumpkin fest, a 3K fun run with cows, and Albright Farms Fall Produce Market. November 12th through the 14th, a meet and greet with farm animals, a petting area, a pardon of a turkey, Albright Farms taking orders for Thanksgiving turkeys and fall produce, and December 3rd through the 5th, a Christmas tree and wreath sale. And again, the parking area is the same as proposed as what was approved in July for their July special event.
Any discussion or questions or comments? The Franks have supplied everything that they need to supply in paperwork, and this falls within the parameters of what they're allowed to do on special events. So is there any questions or comments before we make a motion?
Well, I think it looks fine, John.
Okay, thank you.
Staying within the scope.
Yeah, it's what they used last time, the same size parking lot, and all the number of dates, special events fall within the guidelines.
Yep.
So,
Well, with that in mind, I'd like to make a motion to
okay,
accept their proposal.
okay, do we hear a second?
Can't,
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the motion carried. Thank you.
Do we have any abstaining? I think Holly and
Megan, I'm gonna abstain.
thank you. All right, and Steve, I think you're hopping off now.
Yes.
Thank you
very
for
much. Yep. Thank you.
Approve the minutes now, or do you want to do the Barney property? Okay, we need to approve the minutes of the July 14th meeting and the June 2nd, 7th, and 9th meeting. And we can do them all in one approval if you've all had a chance to look them over, and there were most of them were closed meetings. I think the 3 in June were closed meetings, and so if there is any additions or deletions to any of those meetings, if you see anything, you can speak up now, and if not, we'll just make a motion to approve them all at one time.
John, I'll make the motion to approve them.
Okay, to approve all the meeting minutes.
To
Second.
approve all.
I second.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed. Okay, the minutes are approved for those 4 sessions. Next is Lennox Barley, Quaker Bottom. He wants a review and approval of an existing tenant house for purposes of FY22 mouth cycle. Give some background on that, and then we'll discuss them.
It's the Lennox Barney property that applied in the mouth FY22 cycle. There are 2 houses on the property. One in the application, it was listed as a guest house. It is a small, go to the next slide, Joe. It's the house right next to the farmhouse shown on the map as PED2. So for purposes of the mouth application, since it is a residence with the 3 legs of a stool, making it a residence, it counts against the development rights for purposes of considering it for the easement. And so the board is asked to consider this as a farm tenant house. The house is lived in by Ms. Barney's daughter, Meredith, and Meredith helps to care and maintain the farmstead area. Here, there's a letter provided to the board, explaining her involvement on the property. And so designating it as or recognizing it as a farm tenant house means that it would not ever be able to be subdivided separately from the property. So with the mouth application, she would be selling one development right as part of the easement. And I believe Ms. Barney was to be on the phone. Have you found her, Joe, if the board has any questions?
I'm sorry, you're cutting out.
Ms. Barney was supposed to be on the phone. Does the board have any questions for me? Did you hear what I was saying, or can you find Ms. Barney on the phone?
Do you have a message of me, her number? Do you have that?
I don't have it.
I think there's one other number phone. Miss Barney?
I am, yes.
Hello.
Yes, hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Thanks. Hi, Ms. Barney. Can you hear us?
Hi. I can hear you, Megan. Thank you.
Thanks. Does the board have any questions?
Just what's the duties of your daughter that lives in the prospective tenant house?
The duty sheet with the upkeep of the land immediately around the house. I'll be 82 years old, and she helps in the caretaking of the big house that I live in. And I need her, close by.
Okay. Does the board have any other questions for Mrs. Barney?
The house, sir, the tenant house is on the same, on the same tax bill. All the electricity comes from the main house. It's just an appendix of the house here.
Okay, well, I don't see any problem with that. Does any of the board members have any comments or discussion? Hearing none, we need a motion to approve the house as a tenant house. Want to hear that motion?
Make a motion that we approve tenant house as a house.
Okay, I need a second on that.
I can second it.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Okay, the tenant house has been approved.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So there are no items under the first tab there. The second, an update on the status of our easements. So far this calendar year, we've recorded 3 mouth easements. We have 2 that are just awaiting closing. David and Joe have done one baseline recently on the Dorn property, which I think was from FY19. And then Joe just was out today to do another baseline. So those should be closing hopefully not too long from now. We have 6 county easements from our approved county list of farms that we will be submitting to real estate either this week or next, thanks to David in helping prepare those and get those ready to move forward. It's just one additional of the 13 of the county ag easements that were approved by the board left. So we're trying to find the funds to move that last one, and we will have completed our hopefully our full list of the county easements. 4 of the 13 that were approved on the county list ended up getting mouth offers. So one way or the other, we're hoping to pick them all up. As far as inspections go, Joe and David have been out. They've completed all of the mouth required monitoring visits this year and the federal inspections. And then we have 21 left for our county list to complete by the end of the calendar year. So they're well on the way to getting those done. Any questions on any of that? And then, so the ethics training that we were to have tonight was postponed. We had a scheduling conflict. So does the board, would you like to do that as part of a regularly scheduled meeting? Or would you want to try and find another day? If it's part of a regularly scheduled meeting, it might just be that it's a long meeting that night. The training should last about 45 minutes or so. Is there any preference for doing that as part of the one of the upcoming meetings?
Is there a deadline?
I think we want to get it done hopefully this calendar year.
I kind of prefer doing it as a regular meeting, and it's one less time to, as long as it wasn't some long agenda,
Right.
and then we run into 2 or 3 hours.
Right.
So if it's a short agenda similar to the night, then I prefer personally not to do it the same night
Yeah,
that we're
yeah,
already
that's fair.
here.
Yeah.
You know? So that's kind of what I would lean towards, but I'm only one voice.
Okay. So like you agree?
That's what I believe.
Yeah.
John, that's a good idea. I think we try to keep it all in one night.
Yeah, good idea.
Okay, that's what.
It's easier for me to do one night too, because I have to work in the evenings,
Right. Okay.
and this is already on my schedule.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. Good point.
Very good. So we'll try to get it to one of the October, November meetings. All right. David, do you want to take the next item?
Sure, I'll jump in on this. So as we spoke about this summer while we were doing the mouth process, we're hoping to update our LISA document to, many people talked about whether or not we want to tweak some scorings. So over the next month, I'm hoping to connect with each of you about any ideas that you had or anything that you want to talk about, how we're going to change, or even different priorities you might want us to look into and try to figure out how to change or tweak the LISA document to see if we can better reflect what the board is hoping to do in that ranking process. So that's just going to be the next month. If you have ideas already, I know some of you wrote down what you were thinking on your LISA that you're using. Please feel free to just send those to me and I'll talk with y'all and I'll try to get on the phone. So expect to hear from me a little bit more in the next month. Our hope is that in October then we can have those compiled, probably a spreadsheet of proposed ideas. I'm hoping not too many, but probably in the 8 to 10 area of potential ideas to make changes, that sort of thing. Then October meeting, we'll set aside some time to talk about that a bit more and have everyone on discussing that. And then from there, we'll kind of try to solidify which ones we're looking to make changes to and planning to vote on those changes in November. So 2-month process, hoping to update the LISA document. And you're just going to try to be talking to everyone in the next couple of weeks. Megan, anything to add to that?
No, that sounds good. Yeah. So we'll just.
If anybody thinks they want to, on our LISA ranking sheet, if you have any ideas, we'll jot them on. I got my copies here, so you probably have them too. So jot your ideas down and or any questions you have, and then next month we'll discuss them and maybe November make some changes or something. So
Looking forward to it.
it's pretty good, I think. It's working real well because the best farms always float right to the top, my opinion. And that's and you can always tweak something to make it a little bit better or easier for us to understand, maybe. So thank you for your input there, David. Okay, that's it. Okay, well then this meeting is over. Thank you very much for attending.
Everyone.
We need to close the meeting.
That was a record.